It's Tuesday morning. The mail carrier drops one envelope in a quiet suburban mailbox. Nothing unusual. Inside, someone opens it expecting the usual number. They don't get the usual number. And they are not the only one. Millions of households are opening the exact same envelope this month. Hundreds of miles away, in a building most people will never see, thousands of machines are running, day and night, never sleeping. That building is why the number on your bill just changed. This is the real story of what AI is actually costing you. Over the last 3 years, something has been built faster than almost anything in human history. AI data centers. Entire buildings, the size of shopping malls, packed wall to wall with servers, built specifically to run artificial intelligence. According to Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, electricity used by U.S. data centers is projected to jump from 176 terawatt hours in 2023 to as much as 580 terawatt hours by 2028. That's more than triple in under 5 years. To put that in perspective, that's roughly the entire electricity use of a mid-sized country just for running AI. Why does AI need so much more power than a normal website or app? Traditional computing tasks, loading a page, sending an email, use simple, lightweight chips for a fraction of a second. AI is different. Every time a model answers a question, generates an image, or writes a paragraph, it runs billions of calculations through specialized chips called GPUs, drawing far more electricity per task. And training a single large AI model in the first place can take months of nonstop computation across tens of thousands of these chips, running at full power the entire time. That's before a single user even types a question. Researchers studying AI energy use have found that a single AI query can consume up to 1,000 times more electricity than a traditional web search. A regular search barely registers, a tiny simple lookup. An AI query runs a massive model, weighing billions of parameters, just to write one reply. Multiply that by hundreds of millions of users sending messages every single day, and you get a load that no one designed the grid to handle. That's the part almost nobody talks about. It's not just that AI uses electricity, it's that it uses electricity at a scale our infrastructure was never built for. Power companies have noticed. A power lines analysis of 51 major U.S. utilities published in April 2026 found they're planning at least $1.4 trillion in capital spending through 2030. More than 30 of those utilities now name data centers as their single biggest driver of growth. That money has to come from somewhere. New power plants, new transmission lines, upgraded substations. And utility spending doesn't just disappear. It eventually shows up as rate increases, approved by regulators, paid by everyone connected to the grid. AI customer or not. Building new power capacity isn't simple. There's currently a 5-year backlog on the giant transformers that connect new facilities to the grid. That delay alone has already affected 140 announced data center projects across the U.S. in 2026. So some companies stopped waiting. They're building their own private power plants right next to their data centers. A model called Bring Your Own Power, which means AI companies are now racing utilities to build power infrastructure faster than the public grid can keep up. Power isn't the only resource these buildings burn through. All those servers generate enormous heat, and heat has to go somewhere. Many data centers cool their machines using evaporative cooling systems, pulling in massive amounts of fresh water and evaporating it into the air, the same way sweat cools your skin. Water-cooled systems use about 10% less energy than air-cooled ones, exactly why so many companies chose water. But that trade-off comes with a cost nobody put on the bill. This isn't theoretical. In Loudoun County, Virginia, now nicknamed Data Center Alley, the local water utility reported that data center water use grew more than 250% between 2019 and 2023. By 2023, that was 1.6 billion gallons of water in a single county just for cooling servers. And it's not isolated. Roughly 2/3 of all U.S. data centers built since 2022 sit in regions already under water stress, which means the places building the most AI infrastructure are often the places that can least afford to give up water. Zoom out from one county to the whole planet, and the numbers get bigger. A United Nations report released in June 2026 warned that by 2030, AI's water use could equal the needs of 1.3 billion people. Globally, data centers powering AI are projected to consume around 945 terawatt hours of electricity by that same year. That's not a future problem. Most of the infrastructure being built to hit that number is being built right now, in 2026. Here's the part that makes it personal. Researchers estimate that a single AI prompt of about 100 words uses roughly 519 milliliters of water behind the scenes, about one full bottle. Send a few questions to a chatbot, generate one image, ask for a paragraph rewritten, and you've quietly used the water equivalent of a small bottled drink just to get an answer. Multiply that by billions of prompts sent every single day worldwide. So who actually pays for all of this? In many states, when utilities spend billions upgrading the grid for new data centers, regulators allow them to recover those costs through rate increases spread across all customers. That means even if you've never used an AI chatbot in your life, your electricity bill can still go up because of a data center built 50 miles away. Utilities and AI companies are negotiating special deals for the biggest customers, but ordinary households rarely get a seat at that table. The infrastructure bill for AI's growth is being split with everyone on the grid, whether they asked for it or not. So the next time you open your electricity bill, the number you're looking at isn't just about how much you personally used. It's connected to a building you'll probably never see, running machines you'll never touch, answering questions for people you'll never meet. Every prompt has a footprint in electricity, in water, in infrastructure someone, somewhere has to pay for. None of this means AI is evil, or that you should feel guilty for using it. It just means the bill in your mailbox is more connected to the rest of the world than it's ever been before. And understanding that is the first step to asking the right questions about who should really be paying for it.